Who do you guys think are the best volleyers of all time?
Fucking hell. Okay, hold on. Phil.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Thank you for the question, Andrew.
Great, Phil.
And everybody else, feel free to send in your questions in the future.
Yeah, like, subscribe,
all the good stuff. Andy is, for all those people on the radio, Andy is jotting down notes right now, panicking.
Radio.
Yeah, if they listen to it on the
What radio? Do we have
audio podcast?
Audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we were radio at Labor Cup.
Yeah, there you go.
We were?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were radio members.
That's what my credentials said.
Those are our credentials.
Oh, well, that's another conversation that we should have at some point. Like, we don't know what we are.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, they go, radio.
What aren't we?
I was like, we're not radio. They're like, yeah, no, we don't know what you are. At the U.S. Open, it was like, can we get a media credential? No. You're not media.
It's in our name.
What? What?
I don't know. Who's the best baller?
You're gonna get Navratilova on the women's side more often than not. But this is hard because it's. I want to explain this, and I want a second. Navratilova, my mind goes to like Gigi Fernandez was like like I was watching her at the Hall of Fame last month doing clinics, and it's so much fun. I'm obviously not a natural volleyer. Like, obviously, I suck at it compared to pros. Lisa Raymond was amazing, doubles player, single. Like she was amazing. Jess Pegula's really good now. Great racket control. Townsend and Irani are fantastic. On the men's side, the ones that kind of rip off first, Mac, as far as feel, but it's weird because the outside of doubles, where and I want to say Gigi and Lisa are double specialists because I've said this before. Double specialists used to mean you were better at doubles than you were at singles, but you were still top 20 in the world in singles. So let that live on its own. But if you look at the greatest volleyers, like McEnroe, as far as creativity, artistry, feel, how to float the ball, pacing, how to knock it down versus give yourself time to get back. Edberg, as far as like crisp, classic, like what you want to see, the sound, Rafter. All these guys are elite 12 out of 10 athletes, movers, running to spots, coverage. Nadal was a great volleyer. One of the best volleyers that I've ever seen that doesn't get enough is Lleyton Hewitt, is unbelievable. But again, Nadal's like one of the greatest movers of all time. Hewitt's one of the greatest movers of all time. Sampras Sampras was like, if you had like doing volley drills, he would have been great. You add in his athleticism and his ability to burst to a spot and create power off of power from the net. It's like it changes everything. The fact that you couldn't lob him. Like you had to hit such a good lob to get it over Pete Sampras. Like you take that athleticism. There are no slow guys who are great volleyers. When we're talking about singles. Doubles, yes. Singles, no. But I mean, Navratilova has to be. Billie Jean, any top player on earth who played before 1985 is a great volleyer. Like fantastic. But the best of all time, like you take Navratilova, how she volleys, and then you layer on top the physicality and the ability to cover spots, right? So when you come in, if you hit a slice, tougher to lob off that. You're charging forward, especially with the technology back then. But you can shrink the amount of space. It feels small with great volleyers. Like you're hitting a passing shot and you're trying to pick a spot to hit it, and they make that lane feel so small.
Because they're coming in and closing your angle down, and then their hands are so ridiculous.
So volleying aside, just crisping a volley is something a lot of people can do. You have to be able to cover ground quickly. Decision-making, your tennis IQ has to be through the roof. Your speed, like we saw, and Carlos changed some shit in the final of the U.S. Open. I mean, we came on afterwards. I'm going, I might have seen something that is quickly changing, especially in that matchup against Jannik. I think Carlos is an elite volleyer. Like, give him time, but he might enter this conversation. But he wasn't scared to take his shot from the baseline, come in off something that wasn't really what we think about as an approach shot, Like he was just hitting a ball. Jannik was stretched. He knew he was going to be there. Carlos was happy. Okay, if it works and I get a volley, great. If I don't, he's fighting. He's playing like street ball. He's fighting it off his shoe tops and just using his athleticism. And he's like, the net of this decision is if it works, great. If it doesn't, I'm so good and fast, and my hands are so good that I'm happy playing defense and trying to like just scramble. Right, and he's coming in on things like he doesn't need an approach shot. He doesn't need an invite. He doesn't need to earn his invite into the net to just burst, right? But all of the top volleyers of all time. Fed's a joke. He's good at everything. Like it's just. But
can I ask you like kind of because obviously now the modern game, Fed talked about it when he was on the show, right? It's more of a baseline game now, and everything's kind of speeding up back from the base. But as we see these bigger, taller guys. And even some of the women are getting taller and bigger and lengthier. Does that create a system where they aren't going to be physically as able to do volleys the way somebody that is, Carlos's size?
They're going to figure out a way to do it though. Like if you give up, but it's all an adjustment, right? So you come out, Medvedev starts doing what he does, right? And it's like a copycat league. For the first 2 or 3 years, is like, how do we solve this guy? And now you're seeing it. Guys are serving and volleying against Medvedev all the time. Right? All the time. Because it's like, what are my options? I'm going to come in. I'm going to shorten the points, one. I don't want to do this long slog 25 ball rally every time. So it's a copycat league. So if someone like Carlos comes and is able to like turn and jump, there's going to be someone who comes along, like Ben Shelton comes to mind. He's so fast and big and imposing. Now, does he have the racket work to do it? We'll see, but I guarantee you he clocked it.
That's interesting.
He's like, I'm a big body. I'm fat. I'm an athlete. Like, it's going to be a copycat league, and it's like, it doesn't look like it makes sense. Carlos was deciding to go in irresponsibly. Like, no one else will do that against Sinner.
Dude, it's like the emergence of Steph Curry.
So
right?
Do we value, even if his volleys aren't as... Oh, Tim Henman. God bless. Oh. You talk about someone that can create, like off a slow ball, can create pace on a volley. Oh, as solid as you've ever seen. The greatest volleyers, I was watching Rafter doing clinics during the US Open. You think of Henman. Great volleyers, it feels like the ball like melts into their racket. Whereas chuckers like me, like hit the volley. They can when they have time, but when it's quick, there's no wasted motion. It melts into the racket, and it's like the ability to redirect and know where the face is. If you're off by this good volley, this as I'm holding it is gone. Like imagine that coming off of something where someone's hitting 100-mile-an-hour forward and you're redirecting. Body control. So I don't know that I'm answering your question. Navratilova on the women's side is the best I've ever seen. Just total package. Men's side, it's like you kind of have some more options. But like even watching Gigi hit like volleys in these dumb, like not dumb, but like these clinics with amateurs, and how easy it is for her, like to just lazily.
Even she just is like pop, pop, pop.
Mike Bryan. Talk about technically sound. Athleticism. You talk about Bob being 6'4" and like crossing like a psycho. I talk passionately about this because it's not a skill set that I have. And so it's like admiration, I think, just falls out of my brain when I think about it. But all of those names, I don't know how you part. And they're all, can we do this? In the comments, Andre talked about the difference between, was it Edberg and Becker? They both come in. They're both imposing. He talked about Edberg, Becker, Rafter, I think. Great volleyers, serve-and volleyers, very physical, but how they did it differently. With shading, with when they sold out, with what he had to think about when he was hitting a passing shot. Like maybe we can put that in the comments with like this segment. I don't know how it works. You guys are the tech people. But that conversation, if you're curious about this and the volleying and the nuances of great volleyers, he'll say it better than I ever can. But I don't know. Hopefully you got an answer in there somewhere. You could literally say 10 names on the men's side and no one would be mad at you. I think the conversation almost starts and finishes with Navratilova on the women's side.
I gotta say, if it's a copycat league and more up and coming players are gonna copy Carlos Alcaraz, I'm pumped.
Yeah, but you have to. How do you copy his athleticism? So
I'm still pumped about it.
I think people. Yeah, fine, whatever. That doesn't change my enthusiasm.